Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're talking about cheese on today's show, and if you're looking for a really great cheese plate, we found one at the Cellar Brewpub, beer pub in Appleton area, and Hector is the chef out there. Good morning. Thanks for coming.
Good morning. Thank you.
Now, a lot of people think, wine pairs great with cheese, and it does, but you actually have had some fun and found some great, your beers that also pair wonderfully with cheese.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you make lots of beer all the time, always coming up with new ones?
Oh, yeah, we're always incorporating beer into our recipes, just cooking with it. We use a lot of it.
Which is really great. It adds a lot of flavor. And I didn't know this, but they've had a cheese plate on their menu for quite some time. So sometimes it's fun to just go out start your meal with some really wonderful cheeses. And this is cool. So you guys put them on this cheese board that looks kind of like the state of Wisconsin, huh?
Yep. Yeah, most of our cheeses we get are made in Wisconsin, so we got a little Wisconsin cutting board for them.
Very cool. So on the cheese plate, so I want you to show me how you do this at a restaurant and how we do it at home. That's a little bit of honey. Why put that on there?
Oh, it just goes well with like the beer, the cheese. It kind of like helps your palate with like the flavor of the cheese and the beer.
And it's so you can maybe dip a little of some of the cheeses in there?
Yeah, like you can bite with like a cracker, some cheese, a little bit of honey.
Nice. Okay, so what are some of the cheeses that you brought today, and how at home, if you're doing this, putting a cheese plate together, you kind of want to think different types of cheeses, right?
Oh, yeah. And so here we have a whole different array of cheeses.
Okay.
This would be our Sommerdale Red Dragon. It's English style cheddar, and it's made with mustard seeds and ale. And this is our Saxon Snowfields. It's a buttercase style cheese, and it's very creamy. This one right here would be our Piece of Pastures. It's a grass-fed cheddar. Grass-fed Gouda. And it has kind of like fruity taste to it.
Almost looks like butter.
Yeah, it's a buttercase style as well.
Okay.
So buttercase means butter cheese. So that's kind of cool as well. And then here we have our Sartori Gorgonzola. Ooh. It's a very rich, very intense cheese, very salty. So it goes good with like our barley wine, a very intense beer.
And I like the way, Gorgonzola is more of a crumbly cheese, so you really can't slice it. So you see how that, just serving it like that with the crumbles looks great. And last but not least, I see a nice cheddar over here.
Yep, this is our Hook's 10-year cheddar. It's a very sharp, very intense cheddar, and it has little salt crystals in it as well. So when you eat it, it's very smooth and creamy, but then you get like little, crunchy bits of salt in it as well.
Yeah, if you've never had a really nice aged cheddar cheese like that, it normally happens between 8 and higher. You have to try it. It's I can't even describe it, but it's this crystallization that happens, and it's pretty cool stuff. And then some fruit. So notice how we kind of have these spread out, just little bits, because it's so nice, the cheese. So maybe some berries or some grapes or some nuts. And it really looks beautiful. So this is something that's on the menu all the time. You can come to Stone Cellar and get a beer, a glass of wine, and order this cheese plate, and you've got it right there.
Yeah, you can kick back, have a glass of wine, have a couple of beers, enjoy some great cheeses.
Oh, that's beautiful. Also, you have a new menu out, so tell us about some of the new items. That looks like serious comfort food for this time of year.
Yep. There we have our lamb shank. It's diamond ranched out of southern Wisconsin. So it goes really well with beer. We use our Scottish ale to make it, to make the demi
the gravy, and big bunch of mashed potatoes, and there's some Brussels sprouts there. That's good comfort food. And this looks like a nice dip. If you were just going to do some appetizers, a cheese plate and this. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's our smoked fish dip. The fish is smoked locally in Wisconsin, and then we serve it with beer flats, which are actually beer crackers. And then we serve it with carrots, celery, trying to dip it into that mason jar.
Yum.
Get all that goodness out of there.
And that mason jar thing, that's very on trend right now, to serve things in that. Hector, how can people find you lunch and dinner? I know you do sandwiches, you do main courses, of course, great beer, this cheese platter. If you haven't been to your place yet, really cool location.
Yeah, it's between the locks in Appleton, Wisconsin, right there on Old Oneida Street.
Kind of a historic location there. It's a great atmosphere. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I can't wait to come in and order some of this cheese. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Coming up, we're headed back to the kitchen. We are making a savory cheesecake and later a no-bake chocolate hazelnut cheesecake, perfect for Valentine's Day. So stay with us.